Hey everyone, this amazing ESO Network show is brought to you by our fine sponsor, Amazon.com. Please remember to shop Amazon for all your geeky needs, no matter what time of the year it is. All you need to do is go to esopodcast.com/ESO Amazon, or click on the Amazon banner on the ESO Network webpage to go to our e-store. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, that's enough of me babbling for now. Now on with your regular scheduled show.
Are you ready to rock?
This is where the world of pop culture and talk collide.
Hey, how you doing, kid?
This is the Adam and JP Show.
The Adam and JP Show, brought to you in part by the Amazon store at esopodcast.com. All your shopping needs.
All of them.
Just a little click of the mouse away at esopodcast.com. You know how this works. If you've listened to any podcast, you know that when you use the Amazon store, bless you.
Thank you.
When you use the Amazon store, a slight portion of the proceeds comes back to the ESO network.
Yeah. Been doing this for free/cheap for half a decade now.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Just put some money in the bank. In the ESO Amazon bank.
Have we been doing this half a decade?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Tom
man.
Slives.
Yeah, you like how I make that very casual?
Or flies.
Yeah, man.
Tom Slides.
Time slides.
Yeah, I like that. It's very casual.
Man, my brain is not working.
Very lit.
Lit, fam.
You're very lit.
See, I told you it's a real word.
Have
you used it this week?
No. Right now. You taught me the meaning of the word lit.
Yeah, lit means cool. It's popping. It does.
Lit means cool.
It does.
You know, it's popping. It's popping fresh,
Yeah.
daddy.
It's lit, fam. I'm trying to keep up. You got to. We've said it many times before. 10 years ago was the first time you told me to stay young, and you've got to keep up with young things.
That's true, and I totally believe that.
Yeah, but is there a certain time you shouldn't say young words?
No. You can. Just just don't sound awkward when you say them.
Okay.
And I think if I started walking around, hey, that's lit.
Well, I think you've got to bring it into your modern vocabulary. Like
It's
15 years ago, we didn't say it. You'd never heard of the word selfie.
Yeah,
But now you
that's
can
true.
say selfie and be comfortable with that.
Right.
Lit is the new selfie.
I would like to take a self-portrait, please.
Yes, I would like to take the picture of myself with my hand. Please.
This came up during the rehearsal dinner for the wedding of the century.
Right, yeah.
Yours will be the wedding of the millennia.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
see, I'm trying to
Make it PC. It's good.
Yeah. So our friend Josh, who is now my brother-in-law.
He is, yeah. Does it count like that?
That's weird to say, right?
Does it count? Does it extend that way?
Well, he married my sister-in-law.
I know. Does it extend like that, though?
Yeah, he's my brother-in-law.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm now an uncle to his children.
Really? That's the way that works?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Huh.
That is how that works, correct?
I don't know. It seems pretty distant.
So he
The
married...
in-law of the in. That's like
yes, he married my wife's sister.
yeah. Now, she's your sister-in-law, of course.
Yeah, and that makes him my brother-in-law.
I guess. Maybe so.
Yeah.
I'll have to research this. It's going to be lit.
So we go to the wedding and we go to the rehearsal,
Yeah.
and this was the discussion you and I had at the
Yeah.
dinner table after the rehearsal. The rehearsal dinner, we're discussing lit.
Because your niece was there.
Uh-huh.
And she's young-ish.
Yeah, she's 20,
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep up with her, you know?
and we're discussing lit. And your wife made an observation that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because I said like 2 words to you.
Yeah.
You said 2 words back to me, and they were both like, oh, okay. She was just blown away.
It's like, what just happened?
You and I had this very long conversation
With
in
4
just the
combined
span
words,
of
yeah.
like 4 words. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it was about lit, the band, I think, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you go, it's lit. And I'm like, oh, take my picture. And you're like, no, that's
Yeah. Was it filter fuel? I can't
filter. You're like,
But we
no,
had-
filter. I was like, oh, yeah, right. And she's like, what?
remember. What just happened?
What just happened? Did you enjoy the wedding? It was fun, right?
That was amazing.
We had a good time?
That was amazing.
Everybody had fun?
It was as if we had a wedding at a Halloween party.
It was.
Yeah.
Or we went to a Halloween party and a wedding broke out.
Either way,
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
We both got to wear tuxes.
Yeah.
You almost had a tux emergency.
I did, yeah. For some reason, I was the last one to get fitted maybe 10 days prior to the wedding. And it was a very different measurement that came in. Very different. Very small.
Your arms were a little short.
Yeah, everything was short. It was all... I was like Jameson from WWF. It was rough.
But they got it straightened out.
Yeah,
the
we're
fine
good.
folks at Men's Warehouse.
Yeah, we got it worked out.
Plug.
Yeah.
got it straightened out.
Yeah, we all got brand new Converse, new Chuck Taylors for the wedding.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so congratulations to those guys.
Yeah. And because of that, Josh wasn't able to do a collection connection this week, so we were the guest hosts on there.
We invited Mike Dudley, who had been on the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He came by. We did almost 2 hours about must-have scary and horror movies in your Halloween collection.
Right.
You can find that now on the Collection Connection feed.
And it was great. Good fun time.
It was a lot of fun.
Even listening
I enjoyed
back,
it.
I enjoyed it. And
I did
speaking
enjoy
of
it.
Halloween is upon us. I plan we'll talk more about that in the next
Is it
few
almost
minutes.
Halloween?
It's almost time, man. It's even kind of cold outside right now in Tennessee, you know.
I was hoping we'd do it under the berry countdown.
But not just that. We had the Halloween Spooktacular you so graciously threw together for us, chronicling the past 5 years of our love of Halloween on the show. And can we just go behind the scenes and say that is so far one of our most popular episodes ever?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? In 24 hours,
We
we've
set
done
a
crazy
24-hour record
Yeah.
with the downloads of that particular show.
Yeah. So if you found us and this is your next show after that Halloween Spooktacular.
That's a good point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. This could be the first show.
Yeah. Welcome aboard.
That's Adam.
Yeah, this is me. I'm Adam. I enjoy video games, Vienna sausages. What else do you like?
You're talking about you.
Yeah, but that's all I've got. I'm not very deep.
Did you say video games?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you say Vienna sausages?
I did.
You covered it.
There we go. And horror movies. I'm a horror guy.
That's true.
Horror.
And Rockstar.
Well, the games and the drink, yes.
I prefer Monster Energy.
This is Monster.
Oh, it is Monster.
You see?
I thought it was a Rockstar. Sorry.
No, get the old Ultra Black.
You didn't want to party like a Rockstar?
No. Yeah, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having us in
Yeah.
your ears.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, and they were talking about how intimate podcasting really is because you never know. Like, if you're watching a TV show, now, today it's a little different because you can stream things on your phone. You can be sitting in the bathroom streaming stuff on your phone. But generally, if you're watching a video production of some sort, you're seated, either watching a screen in your living room or in your bedroom or in your office. With podcasting, it's very different because you plug the earbuds in and you just do whatever.
Yeah.
So they were talking about how podcasters are in much more intimate spaces.
That's true.
Than
You could be in the bathtub listening to a podcast.
right, or like I do. I listen to podcasts when I'm out walking or jogging.
Yeah.
So
Someone could be butt naked right now in the bathtub listening to your voice.
well, that's how we record it.
Whoa, wow. Jeez.
Splash, splash, splash. Adam, pass me the loofah.
Bloop, bloop. That's not a loofah.
Where's your hand between two warm loofahs? Those aren't loofahs.
Have you jumped on the loofah train yet?
No.
You're missing out.
And actually, I'm not. Because I read online they're very nasty.
Think of all the dead skin
No,
cells you could be
they're
rubbing off there.
Very nasty.
You need to exfoliate.
No, not with a loofah.
At least go into those horse brushes.
It's the nastiest thing you can bathe with. I'm not lying. You can Google this. Google it.
I'm good.
Google it now.
Never.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Aboard. This is a big week. Like I said, Halloween is upon us. I mean, from all aspects of our geek world, many things have happened. Movie trailers we'll talk about, video game releases, video game trailers, console teasers, and finally some actual video and footage of new Nintendo consoles we'll talk about in Gamers Corner.
But I want to start with music.
Do it.
You're a big fan of Queen.
Oh, huge.
Talk about your love of Queen a little bit.
Goes far back. I would say, honestly, my favorite band of all time. That's what introduced me to actual rock and roll and made me understand rock and roll is amazing. Freddie Mercury, I would stand by, is the greatest performer and lead man of all time, one of the greatest natural vocalists. I've seen and heard many live performances of Queen that are better by far than the studio recordings, and it's hard to find that nowadays as far as his lyrical, the things he could write with lyrics, and it's just his performance overall. The man ruled the stage, and I'm just a huge Queen fan.
He was quite the performer.
For sure. I mean, if you want like cool feathered long hair, clean shaven Freddie, or like awesome short haired mustache Freddie, it's always awesome and iconic.
Or Live Aid Freddie.
Yeah.
That was a great performance.
Yeah.
There is a box set coming out called The Complete BBC Radio Sessions. And basically, this will include some never heard before or never before heard versions of songs that were recorded in the studio. At the time that they recorded the songs, they're just different takes. One of these will be a version of We Will Rock You. Have you heard this yet?
I've not, no.
This is an alternate studio version of We Will Rock You. And in my opinion, this should have been the version that we fell in love with all those years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
It's totally different.
Man, I love that.
And Brian May's guitar tone is just beautiful.
Which
it's a beautiful thing.
There's none of in the
Yeah.
original We Will Rock You. Well, there is.
The ending
but-
solo. Is the
yeah.
solo still there?
No,
Oh,
it's
is this
totally
the same
different.
song?
Yeah.
That bass, wow. So the ending solo isn't there.
Nope.
Wow.
It ends cold.
Wow. This is much more punk rock.
And you got to think at the time there would have been a big punk rock influence.
Yeah.
I love
that almost
this.
like that music almost sounds like Motorhead, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that.
Wow. So I wonder if that was their decision or like a studio or like a producer decision, maybe a management thing to even totally restructure the song and change it like that.
I don't know, but I love that version right
How's
there.
that? How have I never heard that before?
No one knew it existed.
Wow.
It's just recently been found.
Wow.
This will come out 2 CD set, 3 LP set,
No.
and a collector's edition 6 CD set. You can go to queen.inc.2/onair
Angelfire.
to pre-order. It's called the Complete BBC Radio Sessions, and that's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Including lots of rare recordings and alternate studio versions of 24 of Queen's biggest hits.
Pretty amazing.
Recorded between February of 1973 and October of 1977.
Man, I mean, Elvis was still alive. This was happening. That's pre-Aloha.
Elvis is still alive, and he's not doing shit like this. I definitely want to get that when it comes out.
for
Or
sure.
I'll definitely be downloading some of those tracks.
Yeah, I'm sure the record collection will be $100, but we'll look into it.
Right. And you can find that on
Maybe Santa can bring that.
Queen's official YouTube channel. You can go
Really?
listen to it. So we did have some trailers come out.
Oh yeah, big. What happened? Did I miss something this week? What happened?
Well, you know.
I mean, a lot of news. I feel like in my world, in the past few months, it's been a drought. And this week, man, the floodgates were opened.
You mean a movie trailer drought?
I mean, movie trailers, video game stuff. You know how much we've been kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel for video game stuff. I mean, this Gamer's Corner is just chock full of things.
Just briefly tease what game got announced. We'll go more in depth in Gamers
Let's
Corner.
say our favorite Western game has a sequel coming out. Let's say that.
Wild Gunman?
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty excited.
Oh yeah.
Just say Rockstar Games.
Yeah. Rockstar. Yeah. Exactly.
And if you
And
aren't,
I'm sorry. That means the next year we're talking about it.
well, it happens. And then we got this trailer.
There are two types of beings in the universe. Those who dance and those who do not.
I get it, yes. I am a dancer, Gamora is not.
You just need to find a woman who is pathetic. Like you.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you need a hug?
No, I do not.
Oh, I thought I said no. You're welcome.
A teaser trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Yeah.
which doesn't even come out until next summer,
No.
right?
And the big shock ending, of course, with Rocket and Baby Groot.
Yeah, little baby Groot.
Yeah.
Little baby Groot.
And it's so iconic they reused that song once again, and still like no one's mad about it.
I know.
They loved it.
Like, I think we'd be sad if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now, if it's in the movie,
Yeah,
that's a totally different story.
He's got the Volume 2 now, so we're good. The Awesome Mix Volume 2.
But who would have thought? If you had told me 6 years ago, Dave Bautista is going to be in a Marvel movie. Oh, that's dumb.
That makes sense.
And then you told me Dave Bautista could possibly steal the Marvel movie which I feel like he might have.
Yeah. I mean, he was fantastic in the first one.
That's what I'm saying, in the original
yeah.
Guardians.
Yeah.
I think he might have stolen that movie.
Yeah, he was great.
And then if you told me when they released the trailer for the sequel, he clearly steals the sequel. Wait, like Bautista?
Like Blue Tista?
Like Big Dave Bautista?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Bautista.
Deacon Dave?
Deacon Dave.
That one? It's pretty great, though.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that.
Man.
And we also got a trailer. I won't play it, but we got a trailer for Logan.
Yes.
The third standalone Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I didn't want to like that. I didn't want to at all.
No, you don't. Like, you don't want to like it, but then when they play the Johnny Cash music with it, and you see Old Man Logan.
And just they're finally getting it. You can see the difference, not only that character, but just, comic movies in general, how they're advancing. To see the difference. This is part 3 of a standalone Wolverine trilogy, if you want to say that. Mm-hmm. And so just compare the trailer to this and go back and watch the trailer from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That's true.
Really.
What?
Just compare those trailers.
Watch the trailer for X-Men 2.
Exactly.
X2.
Go back and compare part 1 to part 3 of this trilogy, and you're like, wow, they get it. They understand it now.
I really want to see that movie.
Me too. Like, I'm not a Wolverine fan at all, but I'm excited about that.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And if you're going to watch the trailer, if you haven't seen it, go find it. Watch the Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean it's rated R? I guess if there's a Red Band trailer.
It's for mature audiences only. Or recommended for mature.
And we see a little bit of why it's rated R.
Yeah, at first I was like, why is it Red Band? Oh, okay.
Oh, because he's Wolverine doing Wolverine things.
There we go.
Snickety.
Yeah. But man, oh man.
It is the most excited I've ever been for a Wolverine movie.
I'm
Can I say that?
Oh, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm curious of the timeline. It kind of isn't making sense to me right now.
Well, I think it's, we were talking about this briefly. I feel like it will be in the spirit of Old Man Logan. I don't think it's going to be out of the comic books Old Man Logan story, though there's definitely plenty of hints that it is what is going on. But I think much like Civil War, much like, to go to TV, Flashpoint.
Right.
Much like Flashpoint on The Flash, much like The Dark Knight Returns and Batman v Superman, it's in the spirit of that comic. It looks like Logan is going to be in the spirit of Old Man Logan.
Just the Professor X timeline is confusing me.
Right.
Even
in the other X-Men movies, Days of Future Past was in the spirit of Days of Future Past.
If Wolverine ages that slowly, how old is Charles Xavier here?
Well, remember, he died.
I know.
So I guess when he came back, like Doc Brown, 2015.
But he was pretty old in Days of Future Past as well. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it.
We didn't see any Ian McKellen.
No. He looked rough in Days of Future Past.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
He did. I'm excited for it, though. I am.
So, 2 big comic book trailers this week.
That happened.
A video game announcement.
Yeah.
A video game system announcement.
Right.
It's almost your perfect week.
It really is.
If only a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie came out this week.
They're speaking of it, but no trailer yet, no teaser. Have you watched any good horror movies this week in preparation?
Yes.
Has the AMC Monster Fest started?
I think so, but I haven't watched any of that.
Okay.
I actually have watched. I watched Horror Express with Peter Cushing.
Okay.
And who's the guy that played Doku? Christopher Lee. So Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing from 1973, Horror Express.
Nice. Is that a Hammer movie?
No.
It seems like it has some Hammer actors.
It does, but this is later in their career.
Right. 73 later on in the year.
Later. For them, it was later in their career. Because you got to think Peter Cushing was 77 by the time he was in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then Christopher Lee was in Phantom Menace in 1999.
Yeah.
Is that right? Was that the one he was in?
No, he was in started in part 2, episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Attack
of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Wow. It's they find a frozen caveman. They believe it's a frozen caveman. They put it on a train. It comes to life on the train and starts killing people.
Yeah.
Turns out to be an alien being that just inhabited the closest humanoid it could find.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's on. What else? I'm gonna watch more classics this year. I've already decided. I watched another one the other night. And I can't remember the name of it.
And your classics are the old classics.
Yeah,
too.
the classics, the classic classics,
the old classics,
the old classics,
the classic classics.
Not anything. I don't want to watch this year. I mean, I will, but I don't want to. I don't want to watch anything after the mid-'70s.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's when the fun starts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen
Yeah.
that I want to see. Like, I've never seen Time After Time.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
I've never heard of that, so I think you're ahead of me.
And I'm going to watch that. It's the movie where Jack the Ripper steals H.G. Wells' time machine.
Oh, wow.
And so H.G. Wells has to come to the present and try to stop Jack the Ripper in present
Weird.
day.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I want to see that. Malcolm McDowell's in it, I think. What else? Yeah, there's stuff I want to see this year that I haven't seen before. I'm trying to familiarize myself with some of the older Hollywood.
The oldies but goodies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TMC or TCM, TMC, TMZ, Turner Classic Movies. They're showing, I think this Saturday night, they're showing Jaws, Jaws 2, and Jaws 3. And I know you've never seen those.
Yeah.
So I may record them for you.
Are those considered horror movies? Really?
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
On the listing, the first Jaws is called Adventure,
Yeah.
and then Jaws 2 and Jaws 3 are called Horror. So, on the little
I don't know if a shark is considered
the
horror.
grid listing,
It's a fish. I know he has big teeth, but it's a fish.
he's a scary fish.
Yeah, I guess you could say the same about Chucky. He's a doll.
I mean, would you consider Piranha a horror movie?
No.
Yes, Piranha is a
think
horror
so?
movie. Yes,
I just think it's like
Piranha is easily a horror movie.
I guess. It's a fish.
It's all the trappings of a horror movie. It's shot like a horror
Remember
movie.
Piranha Double D?
I thought it was Piranha 3D.
I think it was renamed. It was 3D in theaters when it comes out on Blu-ray because 3D wasn't a thing. It was
Right.
Double D.
That's hilarious.
At least it's the one I saw. I don't know.
What are you watching this week?
I watched Scream 2 again. You don't love the Scream?
I'm
franchise?
trying to broaden my horizons.
No, I
You're
don't-
like, I'm watching the same thing.
Of course.
It's Wednesday. I'm watching a Scream movie.
And I watched Drag Me to Hell once. It's been a while since I've seen Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi's. That's a different one. I own that one. And it's been a while since I've watched it on Blu-ray. I popped it in. It's an old Blu-ray from 2009, by the way.
Huh.
And so it's an early Blu-ray. And you put it in. It takes a long time to get going.
Right.
It's got the BD Live feature. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Where it draws. It was weird because it
Have
was
your
from
internet connection?
Yeah, it was from 2009, and even the Xbox One, I'm sure the PS4 does it as well. It uses that feature on it, so it's using the internet connection from your game console to get the most recent trailers for movies. So I have this movie in from 2009. It's showing trailers that are happening now.
Right.
I was so confused by
In
it.
theaters now.
Yeah. So I'm watching that. Once again, the menu's bare bones for a Blu-ray, and but it was good. It was. Have you seen that before?
I haven't seen it.
It's different. It has moments of in classic Sam Raimi fashion, straight up slapstick comedy, but grotesque and evil at the same time. It's very weird.
And then Tobey Maguire does a dance sequence at the end, right?
Not that. That was shortly before that.
Oh, okay.
But check it out. It's tough to recommend that one, but it would be hard pressed to find anything that you've seen like that before. Drag Me to Hell.
I will check it out. I've
Yeah.
been meaning to watch
You
it.
can borrow it if you want. I don't think you may like it. It's very. If you like Evil Dead, if you like the Army of Darkness, it's closer to that. I would say.
I liked
mean,
Army
it's
of
very-
Darkness, maybe my
It's
favorite.
very, I could say, very scary and very demonic and evil. But at the same time, there's some things so over the top, it's almost funny.
It's like Ash versus Evil Dead.
Pretty much, yeah. It's close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good again this week
Yeah.
because the Delta 88 got possessed.
Ah.
Ash's car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The same car
That's a.
from the 70s.
Is that out on Blu-ray? Like the first season?
It's got to be, right?
I want to buy that.
I don't know, but it's only like 12 episodes. It's
That's
like
still-
12 30-minute
That's still
episodes.
7 hours of.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's a 7-hour Army of Darkness movie.
But that could be my favorite episode ever.
Yeah.
It's like watching Christine
Really?
because the Delta 88's just roaming around finding the next victim. It's shot like Christine.
That first episode was fantastic. I watched the whole thing on my phone. It's tough
I
to do.
still say the first episode feels the most like.
There's that scene. Is he in like a camper? Like
yeah.
oh man, that scene.
It still feels the most like the Evil Dead movies.
Uh-huh.
They've yet to recapture that feeling in any episode since then.
Yeah.
But this last week's episode may be my favorite ever,
Mm-hmm.
with just the effects that they did with the car,
Yeah.
like jacked it up, and then the car makes decisions on how to kill people. It's great.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's more funny than scary. That's
Really?
the thing about Ash versus Evil Dead. To me, not a lot of scare.
Yeah.
A lot of gore and funny.
It's fun. It's a fun time to
It's
watch.
fun gore.
Yeah.
It's gore fun.
Gore fun.
I love gore fun.
Fungoria.
It is Fungoria.
It's weird to me because I was doing some research, as I always do. Watched the Drag Me to Hell. Did some research on Mr. Sam Raimi, In my head, I know he's not, but in my head, he's still one of the young, cool, fresh, young directors.
60.
Yeah, man, he was born in the 50s. That's crazy, right? Like, in my head, he's still like a young director, but he's definitely not.
Yeah, just like Donald Trump's a young, up-and-coming politician.
Young, spry politician.
Yeah.
I knew, he was, making movies in the early 80s. Into the Woods came out in 1978, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
His first Bruce Campbell independent movie, around that. And, man, that's pretty old. That's pretty old.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, just thought about that. But yeah, and Drag Me to Hell, check it out.
I watched the first episode of Westworld.
Okay, I hear good things.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything else on television right now.
Really?
And you've never seen the original Westworld with Yul Brynner, right?
No.
And Josh Brolin's dad.
Right.
To show you how old that movie is. Josh Brolin's dad is in that movie. It's really good. It's, the original Westworld kind of took the approach of this is this fantastic fantasy resort for adults, and then just mayhem happens.
Yeah.
And then Westworld's really taking the approach, which is more current as we get more in the technology age, more, this is going to sound silly, but as, robots become more and more part of our society, will we get to a point to where it's no big deal to see a very lifelike robot? And if we are ever at that point, how should you treat that robot? Should you treat it, if it can feel pain like these androids do in Westworld? They feel pain, they react in fear. So how do you treat something like that? Should you treat it like a machine because that's what it is? Do you treat it like you treat your car? Or do you treat it a little more? And then these robots are treated terribly by the men who come to Westworld, as you can imagine, if it's the Old West with brothels.
Yeah.
These robots are treated terribly. And so the question, because once the robot dies, their memory gets wiped and then they're cleaned up and brought back out. So what happens if they start retaining the memories of how they've been treated and that sort of stuff? So it's a very fascinating approach to that whole Michael Crichton Westworld movie from the 70s. Michael Crichton loves to write stories about theme parks where things go haywire.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because a lot of what he did in Westworld, the movie,
Yeah.
and I think I think it was a book before it was a movie. Same thing happens in Jurassic Park. Same guy.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but I definitely recommend Westworld if you want a different kind of more adult science fiction. Check out Westworld.
That's on HBO, you said?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins is in it. James Marsden. The Cyclops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cyclops.
Yeah,
from the
the
X-Men movies.
Cyclops.
The Cyclops. Not just a Cyclops. The Cyclops.
Wow.
And go back and watch the original Westworld. It's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, I never heard of any of that until recently. The internet blew up over the show Westworld.
Yeah, with Yul Brynner as the gunslinger. He's not. He never says a word in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, but he's just this crazy android gunslinger that goes nuts at the end of the movie.
Huh.
And then I think Ed Harris may play his character in the TV show.
Oh, really?
Because the TV show takes place in the same universe as the movie. So they address the fact that 30 years ago there were problems at Westworld. And the robots went nuts, and they've since then fixed it. But I think Ed Harris, he's supposedly a human on the show, but it wouldn't surprise me if he turns out being the Yul Brynner character from the movie.
The baldness, it makes sense.
Yeah. He looks just like him. He dresses like him. He's a gunslinger just like that character was.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to find out that Ed Harris's character on the TV show is actually Yul Brynner's character from the movie.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I'll check it. Hey, speaking of shows, I finally finished Luke Cage,
Oh, what'd you think?
It was great. Can we spoil it? Should we do that?
Here's your warning.
Has it been a month yet?
It has been a month. It's been a month. It's been a month.
Can we do it? Should we spoil it?
Here's your warning. We're going to spoil parts of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So if you don't want it spoiled...
I feel like I took my sweet time watching it. It's been a month.
Yeah. If you don't want it spoiled, just skip ahead to Gamer's Corner.
Do it.
But I want to hear what you think after finishing the series.
I enjoyed it. I feel like the first half, I think you said that as well, the first half of the series, or the first season at least, much, much, much better than the second half. I feel like it could have ended about episode 6 or 7 after... Spoiler, here we go. After the death of Cottonmouth.
Yes.
That episode there could have ended and that would be done.
Yeah. Yeah, once Cottonmouth died, a little bit of my heart for Luke Cage.
I love that character. I thought he was great.
I did too.
Because there are points in time where you didn't know it was much like a Kingpin or a Kilgrave. You were with him and against him at the same time. You see Pop, the character everyone knows and loves, gets killed and slaughtered in basically like a drive-by or a walk-by shooting, and the person that kills him personally is thrown over a rooftop by Cottonmouth.
Right.
So at that moment in time, you're like, wow, okay, this guy is good because he just killed the main bad guy of someone we love.
Right.
So I was torn at that point because I knew that that's the main bad guy at that point in the series. And at that point in time, he was good for killing bad people. I was just confused for a bit. And so maybe they had to kill that character for that reason. I don't know.
What I said about Method Man.
Yeah, that was great.
That was the best cameo in the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then that whole story arc where
the rapper wearing the hoodies and all that.
The hoodies. And that was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then the speech he gives in the police station at the end.
Yeah.
That was not, I mean, it was in his character, but that was a little bit of a grand speech to give it a bunch of cops standing around.
Right, yeah.
That was to the audience. I honestly believe that monologue he gives at the end, that Luke Cage gives, was to the audience and not to the cops.
Right.
Just standing around gawking.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens in Defenders now.
Yeah, I'm so curious how it all ties in.
I mean, Matt Murdock is clearly going to get involved with Luke Cage going back to prison. I mean, they pretty much telegraphed that.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Right.
So I think that's where Defenders starts.
Yeah.
With Matt Murdock meeting Luke Cage. And then at the end, the night nurse, Rosario Dawson's character, she is getting the numbers off the martial arts self-defense sign on the pole.
Yeah.
That's going to be I think that will be the tie-in to Iron Fist.
Oh, you think so?
So she has to be in Iron Fist.
Right.
She has to.
Yeah, that's true.
She's been in every one of them.
I didn't think about
thus
that
far.
tied to Iron Fist. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I think Misty Knight, because that may be where Misty Knight gets involved. I would not be surprised to see Night Nurse and Misty Knight both in Iron Fist.
Love Night Nurse. Misty Knight's a character I can do without.
Really?
Yeah,
I liked her. I liked her a lot in that show.
She was kind of almost my Elektra, almost.
What if she had a robotic arm?
Sure.
A bionic arm.
Sure, give me that.
Would you have felt better?
She's just a cop that can kind of see things in the future and the past, kind of.
Well, no, and she's a superhero. I mean, because, she does have the bionic arm.
Oh, yeah, now, but not now. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they teased it.
Yeah.
When she's in the basement there of the club.
Yeah.
And she's losing so much blood out of the arm. And are like, well, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that arm.
But then a few hours later, she's fine.
Yeah. It's in a sling. It's in the movie sling.
Yeah.
I love how in movies you can get all shot up and you just have your arm in a sling and everything's okay. Yeah. Whereas if you got shot like that in real life, you would have arteries.
You'd
be dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Hospital beds, IVs, all kinds of stuff.
It would not be good.
No.
Where would you rank Luke Cage now?
I would say Daredevil season 1. I would say Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil season 2.
Yeah. I think I said, season 1, Luke Cage, season 2, Jessica Jones. Daredevil season 2.
Right.
I cannot wait to see Luke Cage meet the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. That'll be good.
And because we got a trailer for the Punisher.
Yeah.
Or was it just some
like a small teaser, like
shots they released online?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're filming the Punisher right now.
Right, yeah. No, will that be out after or before the Defenders?
It would have to be after because it's Iron Fist and then the Defenders.
Right.
And then Jessica Jones.
I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. We assume, but that has been. I don't think that's been confirmed.
And
yet.
then Daredevil season 3.
Once again, I think.
And then the Punisher.
I don't know.
Well, I do know that Netflix has said that they hope to have over 6,000 hours of original programming next year.
And they've teased the idea of a Moon Knight show. I know that.
I would like that.
Like a hard tease, but nothing, no images, no actors, no confirmation, just teasings.
Moon Knight is part of the Marvel Knights.
It'd be great.
Universe. I mean, that would. I'm surprised Moon Knight's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and while we're on Marvel, early reviews for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Everybody is raving about this movie.
Really?
That this is one of the best Marvel movies ever.
Nice.
Now, they're the early reviews.
Yeah.
We know how that goes.
Right.
But it seems the general consensus is Doctor Strange is going to be a pretty good movie.
We heard back in, January, that the DC the Warner Brother executives
they stood up and cheered.
Standing ovations for Batman v Superman.
I still believe that.
Because they were that clueless? I mean,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. This is exactly what they want. And some people, in all honesty, some people did want that.
Yeah, some people.
Not these people. But some people wanted that.
Yeah. I'm so sad. I'm still sad about that. For years we waited. I won't jump on that horse again, but you know how I feel.
Well, there's always Justice League.
And the Batman.
And the Batman.
Yeah.
Based off the cartoon.
Who's the villain going to be? I think it's time for a Penguin revival. I think so, personally.
Well, who did I hear? Not Deadshot.
Not Deathstroke?
Deathstroke.
Really?
I heard Deathstroke.
Really?
That's what I read. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting.
I think Penguin would be fun. It's time.
Nobody wants to see the Penguin.
We've had like two other Jokers since then.
You're the only one that wants the Penguin.
I want it badly.
I think the Penguin is. Well, you got the good Penguin on Gotham.
Yeah, well, kind of.
He's the best thing about the show.
Yeah, he's good, but he's not Penguin yet. You know, he's not Penguin.
He's getting there.
He needs a lot more fatness. He needs more DeVito.
He's baby Penguin.
I demand more DeVito.
More DeVito.
I wouldn't say Riddler because that was perfected. You can't top that.
That's right. Frank Gorshin
No. John
the
Aston.
Riddler. John Aston.
Whichever one.
We have a pretty big Gamers Corner coming up.
We do. Man.
Huge.
Man, oh man.
Huge game announcement.
Huge.
I can't wait to party like a rock star.
It's going to be bigger than China.
China?
Yeah, that's it. China.
I'm Drew Leiter.
And I'm Cletus Jacobs.
We're here to tell you about our podcast, The Earth Station DCU. Join us every week as we discuss the DC universe.
We talk everything DC, including comics, television, the cinematic universe, and so much more.
We look forward to bringing you some great reviews and discussions.
And don't forget,
read more comics.
Grab your joystick.
This game is an atrocity.
It's time for Gamers Corner.
I think it'll make a person become insane.
Gamers Corner brought to you by Grand Ole Game Room Expo. It happens November 11th and through the 13th at the Cool Springs Marriott Hotel. Lots of video games, lots of classic consoles, lots of pinball, a pinball tournament. Book your room now. You still have time to book your room. Go to grandolexpo.com for more information. Write it down, November 11th through the 13th at the Cool Springs Marriott in Franklin, Tennessee.
Well, you're going to be there, and it's awesome.
It will be awesome.
Yeah.
And it'll be huge.
Huge.
There's Adam.
Bigger than China?
Wrong.
That's a fun thing. You know, like I've teased for the past 30 or so minutes, it's a big, big week, not only in movie trailers, but also in the world of gaming.
What a nasty woman.
You give this to me the whole time?
Wrong.
So we have a little bit of gaming new releases. We're going to fly through those to get to the gaming news.
That's true.
We all want to sink our teeth into gaming new releases such as Battlefield 1 is out this week.
Oh, wow. I thought they were several games into this franchise.
Well, they are, but much like the Xbox One, you kind of have to go back to your roots. Because they had Battlefield, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. But now Battlefield 1 takes you back to the World War I days. Get it? Battlefield 1.
I understand they're doing some very, very huge things with the Battlefield series.
Apparently it's pretty good. They've had the open beta for a while. People like it, so we'll see what the final sales say once the holiday season wraps up. Most likely, the Call of Duty franchise will have more sales compared to the Battlefield, but you never know. You just never know. Also out this week is Batman Return to Arkham, kind of a rebundling HD remake of the Arkham games from the Batman series. You know, I still haven't played, this isn't part of the bundle at all, but I still haven't played Arkham Knight.
Neither have I.
You own it.
And I own it.
Almost for a year now. Give it a shot, man.
I'm
Just open
going
it up.
to.
Just open it up.
It's the weather's cooling down. That's when I game.
Okay. Yeah. It's time. But yeah, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum playable in that new version of Batman Return to Arkham if you're a fan of those, which you should be. Even if you haven't played those or if you have, go buy that. Support your gamings.
Every Batman game is big league.
That's true. We even gave the AOK Trump sign for that. The final two, you can decide which one you want to crack this one open on. You may want to save it for the last one, but you can do this one if you want. On the Xbox One, Horse Racing 2016.
What could be worse than that?
I don't know, but if you're a horse racing fan and a fan of the year 2016...
Is this like Penny Dogs?
Maybe so. This could be the game for you on the Xbox One. Last but not least, on the PC, once again, many releases throughout the week on PC, but I try to find the best one for you. And I know you're a big fan of virtual reality games, and this one is called Pumpkin Sculptor VR. So, just in time for the Halloween holiday season, you can sculpt as many pumpkins as you want. Wow. You turned that to a fake drink to a real drink.
I did.
Now you're all sticky.
I am. Well,
all sweaty.
There's no sugar in it.
So yeah, Pumpkin Sculptor VR. The cool thing about that is, if there is a cool thing in that title, there's no E or O, depends how you want to spell that, in Sculptor. So it's SCULPTR. No, not Sculptor or Sculptor.
So a hillbilly made this game.
Pumpkin Sculptor. Helter Skelter.
Come on down to the Pumpkin Sculptor.
That's all we have for gaming new releases. Like I talked about, going to fly through those. But we do have some gaming news, you know.
Oh, that's
a long one. It's a loop, okay.
Gaming news. Spanning the globe to bring you the latest in the gaming news. Here's Adam.
There's one thing we love about gaming.
I'm dizzy.
If the word Rockstar is included in a sentence, we love that sentence. Would you say that? Be it an LA Noire game or a Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption, we usually love the installments of those games. And finally, almost out of nowhere, they teased it for a while, and certain things have leaked, and map images and character models, blah, blah, blah. But this week, officially, the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer hit and was officially announced with a new release date of next fall. Excited about that, I am.
Second Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
Technically the third Red Dead game.
Yeah, Red Dead Revolver was the first one back in the early 2000s. Red Dead Redemption comes out in, 2009?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2010? I'm not sure on the year on that, but...
2010?
Was it
2010?
2010? 2010, 09? But fantastic game.
Yep.
We played a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Liar's Dice.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of just Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, we just spent our time in the saloon.
Undead Nightmare was fantastic.
Oh, I forgot about Undead Nightmare.
Wasn't that great?
That was so fun.
Yeah, wasn't it? And a great story. Hopefully you've played it by now, but if you haven't, check out Red Dead Redemption, the first one. I mean, really, like a really captivating story.
James Marsden is an android in the Old West.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's John Marsters.
It's Marston, right? I think it's Marston.
James Marsden is the actor.
Yes.
John Marsters.
Marston.
I
think Marston. Now
is
you're
the
confusing
character.
me. But yeah. And it is his...
and then he dies.
Hey!
And then his son takes over.
Wasn't that great, though, the ending of the tombstone? Great. And you pan out and it's...
You can hunt bears.
I had feelings for horses. You know what I mean? That's a weird sentence for me to say, but... I had feelings.
It's okay.
I had emotional feelings. Like I had certain horses you could like level up and power up and enjoy them. And if they died or got killed, I was sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was very sad.
You didn't take your good horse out that much.
No, not too much. Great game, though. I'm just so excited about Red Dead Redemption 2 next fall. What's even cooler about that is, much like Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, where they have GTA Online, they've registered the domain name and the actual license name for Red Dead Redemption Online as well.
Ah, nice.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that works.
So you have to get a PS4.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not buying an Xbox One.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I do imagine by this time next year I'll have a PS4 as well.
Yeah.
I would like to have both.
That way we can play.
I'd like to have both.
We can play Liar's Dice.
Yeah, I would like to have both. But think about that. I mean, by the time this game comes out, we'll be almost 4 years deep into this generation of consoles, and we have yet to see an actual brand new IP from Rockstar. So they've put their time and efforts into this game by far. Isn't that just cool what Rockstar does?
Take us through how they announced this game.
Oh, it was very subliminal.
What did I get from you a couple of days ago?
I was like, hey, check Rockstar Games, their Facebook page. And all they did was change their profile picture at first.
And their banner.
Yeah, the classic, at first is the profile picture. They always had the classic black backdrop with the R.
Uh-huh.
And this one they changed it. It was a red backdrop and the black R. Kind of a different little westerny style look. Like, wait a minute. I know that color pattern.
Yeah, I know that color scheme.
And then a few hours later, I believe, they changed the banner. And that was kind of a sunsetty, hazy sunset over a horizon. Kind of a western theme once again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait a minute. And then, the next day they announced it. The Red Dead Redemption 2 coming fall of next year, claiming that in the next 48 hours a trailer would drop, and it did.
Today.
The trailer was amazing. It was beautiful.
I cried.
Didn't show too much, but much like any Grand Theft Auto trailer that shows you the settings and the going-ons of the town and the people, and it's just good. It's a good time.
Hey, Nico.
Exactly. So I'm excited for that. It's a big deal. As if that weren't enough for gaming news this week, the Nintendo NX, as we've known it to be for almost 2 years now, the follow-up to the Nintendo Wii U.
Yes, go ahead.
Now we know it as the Nintendo Switch. That is right, the Nintendo Switch. Kind of a big deal.
It's the Nintendo PSP.
Kind of, but much, much, much better, I believe. Coming in March 2017. This thing, think of it as a home console in your living room, where you can also seamlessly, according to these videos and what we're reading, seamlessly take it out as a handheld device as well, and then bring it back to your home seamlessly and play the exact same game on the go or in your home.
Cartridge-based system.
Yeah, Nintendo is always doing different things. So first off, you have a brand new controller.
They're always doing different things like cartridges.
Well, they are. Even whenever people swapped the discs back in the mid to late 90s.
They said, no, not us.
They saw the 64, the big cartridges.
And then when they finally did switch to disc, we're doing the little mini disc.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So they've only had actual one full console with a full-size disc being the Wii U, and we've seen how that's kind of flopped sales-wise.
The Wii, right?
The Wii had the baby discs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was the GameCube.
I guess the Wii did have, yeah.
Yeah, the Wii was full
that's
size.
true. I was thinking one Wii, or a few Wii games were like, much like the CDs were, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Remember the baby CDs they used to have, like audio CDs?
Uh-huh.
I think some Wii games had baby Wii games.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
They're always trying things that don't work.
But yeah, you're right. The Wii and the Wii U mostly had full discs. But we're back on the 3DS size cartridge here. I'm excited. That controller looks crazy, and you've got to watch the video Nintendo released just today.
Hey, come here.
Yeah, what's that?
You remember when you were excited about the Wii U?
Kind of, yeah. This is different, though.
You got to live and learn.
So
with the Nintendo, you're gonna get burned.
I will not buy this for a long time after it comes out. But hear me out. Here are the pros to this. Okay.
Yep.
Whereas you were excited, or I was excited about the Wii U, I could hypothetically turn my TV off on the Wii U and still play those games on my actual gamepad
on the toilet,
little tablet. Yeah, and that had maybe a 50-foot range to that. As soon as you were out of the range of the actual console itself, the connection would shut down, and you were done. Now, the Nintendo Switch, it's going to be hard to call it that instead of the NX. I do like the term Switch better than the Wii U, or the Wii even.
It's my favorite Will Smith movie.
Because they're considering this they're calling it a hybrid console, seamlessly switching from an in-your-living-room console to on-the-go handheld console. Brilliant, I think.
Now you can take it outside.
Exactly. Another big problem with the Wii U or any kind of Wii game since the 64, to be honest, was the lack of third-party support. For the past 15 years now, Nintendo games are fantastic if they are a Nintendo game and just that. Any kind of third-party game not made by Nintendo with Nintendo characters, usually, for the most part, is pretty terrible. And now they have support of Epic Games, people that make things like Gears of War. They have support from people like Bethesda, who make a Skyrim and things like that. The idea of people coming from all over and putting things out on a Nintendo console hasn't happened in 2 decades, and I'm excited about that. You're not.
Well, how about I'll take the wait and see approach?
Yeah, I am as well, but I can see they have listened to the people talk and they know what to fix. The problem is, can they actually fix it?
I'm going to keep you in suspense.
Okay, yeah.
About my decision on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that's all for Gamers Corner. But speaking of decisions,
okay.
Did you watch the debate at all?
Dun 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 dun.
Now, once again, we don't care about. I don't personally care about politics enough to actually do anything about it. But it's so entertaining as part of pop culture now. You have to talk about it. And we're, 3 weeks out from the actual maybe biggest, I won't say biggest, but the most controversial election of my lifetime, I would say.
18 days away from the worst election in American history.
Yeah. It could be because of the widespread social media, but I just feel like this one has been talked about more so than any other combined. Really.
It always feels that way.
I don't know, man.
It has since social media.
Well, like Obama and Romney, I don't remember this uproar of people speaking about it. I don't remember it at all.
I remember.
Yeah?
Romney's a racist.
Did McCain get this much? I don't remember this.
Yeah. McCain's too old.
Yeah, but not like this Trump hater, this Hillary. I just see both. A lot of people.
Well, I don't think the candidates hated each other as much.
The people voting for I don't remember people saying.
Yeah, no one's really excited.
Country.
You know who I'm excited to go vote for?
Yeah, exactly.
Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Where's Ralph Nader when you need him?
I got my.
Would you vote for Ralph Nader if he was running this year?
Sure. His name's Ralph. I did do some.
What about Ross Perot?
I did some extensive research on third-party candidates. That was fun. That was. There are a lot of people running.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah. I've already seen the ballot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Did you vote yet?
No, I haven't voted yet.
There's some crazy people out there. You should see some of their videos. Some are kooky.
Is Basil Marceau running?
Some are even crazier than him. Running for president.
If you don't know who Basil Marceau is, I just say Google it.
Yeah, if you can spell that, do it.
Yeah.
But the third-party people are even more insane. They're even more clueless than the main two, I would say.
Yeah, I watched that debate. It was terrible. I mean, here's my thing. Mm-hmm. And I know this is going to sound like a cop-out, but I truly believe that the media, talk radio, the 24-hour news cycle has to shoulder some of the responsibility for the shape that we find the political system in today. Because there was a time where you could be somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. I kind of feel this way about this issue, and I kind of feel this way about this issue. So you would have conservative Democrats and liberal Republicans. At one point, that was a thing. And then and it really did start with talk radio. And once talk radio took off, and then the 24-hour news channels took off, and now with social media, you're so inundated with opinion on a daily basis that it forces you to be one side or the other. No one can be in the middle anymore.
Yeah.
And because of that, you have Donald Trump as your Republican nominee, and you have Hillary Clinton as your Democratic nominee. And I also partially blame the media for helping Trump achieve. And some will say, well, yeah, they built him up just so they could tear him down. I don't know. That could have been their agenda. But I do certainly know, because it was only 2 years ago that we started talking about this. But I know that, every time Trump left his office, there was every major media outlet following him around. Mm. He would phone into any show that was on cable TV at the time. And so they really helped separate Trump from the rest of the pack. And that's how Trump is where he is today. Should he be the Republican nominee? Absolutely not. But then the Democrats are saying, oh, we kind of thought Bernie was going to be our guy.
Yeah.
So there's, no one's excited. And I just hope that at some point we can learn that just because we affiliate ourselves with one party doesn't mean that the person on the other side is the Antichrist. Because you've got to get out of that way of thinking in order to get things. That's when there's so much gridlock on Capitol Hill, because Democrats won't go along with Republican bills and Republicans won't go along with Democrats' bills, and everything is gridlock. Just like Ross Perot's running mate said back in the 90s, gridlock. It's like that. And that's why it is, because no one wants to give no one wants to give an inch. No one wants to compromise. No one wants to chat about things. No one wants to discuss things. And now you have two of the weakest presidential candidates in my lifetime, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, we're going to have a president. We're going to have Congress. Life is going to go on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only 4 years. And hopefully in that 4 years, which I said this in 2012. I said this in 2008. I said this in 2000. After that very tumultuous presidential election debacle.
Yeah.
That hopefully we can find ourselves where we talk to one another again. But that's not going to happen.
No, not at all.
Especially with social media. It just makes it so easy to shout your stupid opinions to everyone who doesn't want to hear them, and your political insight that you have none of. And I don't know, but people need to really think about having conversations.
Yeah.
And not just shouting hyperbole and being bombastic on social media.
I'm curious about that, why people do that on social media so often. Just speak of their political thoughts as if to make someone else change their mind, when no one in the history of the world has changed their mind because of a social media post they read.
I have.
Have you?
I used to hate dog videos.
I mean, of political stylings. That's what I
I
mean.
used to hate pictures of food.
Yeah, now you love it.
Now I love it.
That's a good lasagna.
That is a good looking lasagna.
That's a good 7-layer.
During-
Layer 5 is lacking, but I can take the 7th.
Kid you not. During the debates the other night, I was watching a giant cookie bake on Facebook.
Nice.
And it was funny. There were so many people because it was one of those things like, hey, instead of watching the debates, watch me bake this giant cookie. And it was on Facebook Live. And me and 54 million other people were watching someone bake a giant cookie in their oven.
Really? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun. All right. Well, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Man. You know me. I've always been in the
You brought it up.
I know. I've always been in the middle for politics, but this time I'm just sinking down below the ground. This is my first time I've ever been registered to vote. In my 30s now, and I decided to register. I got my registration card just a few days ago in the mail. I got excited at first, like, all right, I'm an American citizen, it seems. But I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. I mean, I don't care for either of those people.
Well,
I just don't.
You can always write in
Yeah.
a vote. Of course, what's his name? The Dirty Jobs guy.
Mike Rowe?
Mike Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
He's catching a lot of slack because he's saying, if you don't want to vote, that's okay. And now, people are getting after him like, well,
Why?
everybody has to vote.
I don't know about that. I mean, if I really don't care.
That was his point.
Yeah.
If you really don't like anybody,
I mean, well, yeah, that's just a force. It's terrible.
It's your right to vote.
That's like being forced to have an arranged wedding. You don't love the person, but you're just supposed to do it, so you get married to them.
But eventually you fall in love with them.
Yeah, I guess.
You can't live without them.
It's Stockholm Syndrome, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it said in the pamphlet.
Are you going to vote? Have you decided?
I am going to vote.
Yeah. Don't tell me who. I don't really care for that, but have you decided who?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
But it's not either one of those two clowns.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. No,
Speaking of clowns.
You want to speak of that?
Target banned clown mask.
They did, yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
And we're going to close with a local clown story.
Okay, yeah.
Please share this with me.
Are you sure you're
and
ready
my friends
to hear this again?
Okay.
Yeah, so the area we live in, pretty close by where we record the show here, maybe 3 streets over. And this sounds like an urban legend, but this happened last night. 3 streets over. So I work with a female at work, okay?
Oh, look at you.
And she has as many groups and media things happen. She has a local neighborhood little Facebook group on her Facebook there, see? Mm-hmm. And so she gets a notification last night alerting her neighbors in their neighborhood.
Her subdivision has a Facebook page.
Yeah, like her.
And they post updates. Like,
exactly,
hey, I lost my cat.
Hey, I lost
Have you
my
seen
cat.
me? Yeah.
Hey, I've got cornholes for sale. Cornhole boards. You want to buy one for your daughter?
That sounds awkward.
Stuff like that.
Who wants to come over to my house and cornhole?
So she buys.
Play cornhole.
She gets a notification that there's a creepy person walking down the street in that area in the neighborhood with a full blue, I think in blue sweats, like a sweatshirt, maybe a hoodie and some sweatpants, and a clown mask on, slowly walking down the street and stopping in front of houses and just looking at the houses, freaking people out. So the girl I work with gets this notification, freaks out, tells her husband, who is a firefighter, and they go out. Not sure that's a detail that needs to be told, but he's a macho firefighter.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
guy.
first responder.
Yeah, so he's like, let's check this out. So he gets his wife in the car. They drive around the neighborhood, and they finally find not the clown walking around. It could have been a different entity, clown, but they see lined across the road. I'm not sure these were taped down or glued or just by happenstance stayed in their spots, were dollar bills of some sorts. And they assumed they were $1 bills because who would waste that much money? But dollar bills crossing the road.
This guy's got a clown suit, so he doesn't mind wasting money.
Dollar bills crossing the road, and the dollar bills led to a car door parked on the side of the road, kind of up on the curb. It was leading to the driver's side door of that car. And they slow down as they drive across these dollar bills and look to the right, going into this the driver door. And it's a guy in the seat of that car in a clown mask just sitting in the car, as if waiting to lure someone in with these dollar bills. And who knows how far they stretched out. It could have been a quarter of a mile of dollar bills. People find that, follow it, pick it up, and the next thing you know, you're staring face to face with a clown in a car. But they see it with their own eyes. They told me there's no reason to lie about that. They just told me it happened last night, and they were almost shaking as telling me this. 3 streets over from where we are right now, this happened. The clown in the car. What do you think of that?
What kind of car?
Good question.
Do we have a license plate number?
I have no idea. I didn't get the deets.
If I see that clown, it's over.
Yeah?
He won't be clowning around anymore.
Would you? Because they are, I mean, like I said, she can take care of herself, and he's a firefighter, and they both whoop, and they just booked it back to the house. I'd imagine, it's not a thing you expect. You have the image. And
actually,
the
you know
idea.
what? At this point, I think I would probably just walk. What are you doing?
You think so?
Seriously, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
I'm a crazy clown guy. Aren't you scared?
Aren't you scared?
Don't you have a job you should be at?
Yeah. But money lining the streets leading up to the driver's side of his car while he's sitting in there with a clown mask. He was a masker, too, by the way.
So, see, he's not for real.
Okay, yeah.
I think this has cured my fear of clowns.
You think so?
I'm not afraid of them anymore.
The fact that they're so close now,
Now I just straight up hate them.
Just the hatred.
Yeah.
Told you, clown lives matter, too.
Because I jog in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go jogging and I see old Blue Meanie the Clown.
I told you the street name. You should jog that in the daytime and check it out. I think in the daytime would be much better than nighttime. Right? Surely the clowns
I don't jog at night.
There you go.
But what if I open my garage door to just go out to the car one night?
What scares you more, the masked clown or the clown with makeup?
Or the fact that Donald Trump could be president of the United States. Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Just
Wrong.
I thought I'd give you that local clown story there for you.
Yeah. Let's make clowns great again.
The thing is, I guess that was the same clown. It could have been different. That's what's more terrifying to me, is that was never connected to be the same clown they're looking for. It could have been different clowns doing different things.
Now you're just trying to scare me.
No, I'm
now
not.
You're just messing with my head. Now you're just trying to get in my head. And you're trying to be the cerebral assassin. It's not working.
That's crazy, though, right?
JP, all I'm saying is there could be 2, 12, 24.
There could be some right in that fridge, right?
4,000 clowns wandering the streets.
I think it's time.
It's like a fun house.
You were the clown in Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Uh-huh.
That was terrifying.
I know.
That made me think of that. That was scary.
I have told you for 2 months now, clowns are terrifying.
They can be.
And their lives don't matter.
What do you but something like that to have, it's one thing to be a teenage prankster, hell, even a 25-year-old prankster walking down the street in some sweats and a clown mask, but to have almost a trap set up in your car with money leading to your car?
I mean,
that's a different idea.
Who's gonna fall? You know what that worked on?
That's a different idea.
That worked.
Elmer Fudd?
That worked on Family Guy.
That's true.
When Peter tricked James Woods into following him with candy. And he'd pick up the pieces of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah,
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be out there. Ooh, dollar bill.
Right.
Oh, dollar bill. Oh, dollar bill.
Yeah. But that's a different idea.
It's not going to happen.
It's a different idea. It's just walking around scaring people, scaring pets and animals and people and kids, to waiting in your car.
You know, if I see this guy in his car, you know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
First, I'm going to take a picture of his license plate and put it all over our citywide Facebook page.
Don't do that, man. They can trace you back.
To where?
If you put that on there, he's going to see your personal profile.
At this point, I don't care. I've made it my mission to take out every clown.
Okay.
I want to create the real clownpocalypse.
I found a Facebook page called Clown Hunters on there, and that's their point.
How do I join up?
You just search Clown Hunters. It's crazy.
It's like Ghostbusters, except for we're hunting clowns.
And they're serious. They're really serious about this.
I am too.
It's pretty crazy. Check it out.
What's the weapon specifications? We get laser guns?
Think whatever you want.
We get bear traps?
Whatever you want, it's yours.
Okay.
That's your local clown story for the week. I'm sorry.
Do we get a bazooka?
Yeah, sure.
Nice. Oh, hey, this is going to be the last show before the Walking Dead season premiere, right?
Right, yeah.
I want to do this. I want to make my predictions. I think Negan kills.
This is not a spoiler.
This is not a spoiler.
Yeah.
I have no idea. This is just my personal opinion. I haven't read anything. I've purposely stayed away from all the theories and all that.
Yeah.
Just judging by what had happened last season, I think Abraham's one of the top contenders.
Think so?
Yeah, he went through a real, one of those, and whenever this happens to a character, when they find themselves really low, and then they end up, hey, things are okay. I got a fantastic flat top, a big bushy beard, and a bazooka. He found himself. You know, he had that kind of life turnaround.
Yeah.
Where he didn't care and then, got to a point to where he cared. Whenever that happens, that's always a bad sign for the character. I think Abraham's a prime suspect. I think Maggie's a prime suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn has been a prime suspect since day one for, traditional reasons. But I think it would not be surprised if it was Maggie, not Glenn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So those three.
I do think it's more people. A lot of people I speak to say Abraham, and to be honest, I have no idea. I know the visual of him, but I watched the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it wasn't in the first 2
seasons. And I have no
seasons.
idea who that person is. So to me, something this big of a build-up's got to be more of an old school character. So I do believe like a Maggie or a Glenn more so.
Yeah, I think that's why definitely Maggie, Glenn. But Abraham he's done a lot.
It's been 4 seasons, but I think something this big's got to be one of the original people.
We're going into the 6th season.
I know.
And he's been there since.
It's going to the 7th now, right?
7th, yes.
Yeah.
And he came along in season 4.
Yeah, 4, okay.
So he was there
3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Yeah.
So he's been around a while.
But I think something this big of a build-up, it's got to have more backstory. I think one of the originals. I do think one of the OGs.
We know it's not Rick.
Yeah.
Because it can't be Rick.
Right.
Pretty sure it's not Coral.
Why can't it be Rick? Why not?
I mean, it could be.
And at this point, is he the main character still? Would you say he is?
Yeah.
Think he still is?
You still consider it Rick's group.
Yeah.
He always takes over wherever he goes.
Yeah.
But what the real, what you have to ask yourself is, did they not bring this all on themselves?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because for the first time in the show's history, that group made a preemptive strike against another group and killed people that had not wronged them in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were obviously bad people, but this is all retaliation for what they did last season. So
maybe they'll new heart this, and it's one of Negan's dreams. It never even happened.
Negan's dreams.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Negan, he was the comedian.
Yeah.
In The Watchmen.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Mm-hmm. I want to say he's in Westworld.
Oh, really? I like him a lot.
I think he's a character in Westworld.
I like him. He's always a major douche, but he does a good job of it.
Well, he was Bruce Wayne's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Like I said, always a major douche.
Right.
And Maggie was Martha. How weird is that?
Martha.
Things are not going well for Dr. Wayne.
No.
Check us out online at adamandjp.com.
Facebook.com/AdamandJP. And on Twitter and sometimes Instagram at AdamandJP as well.
Or call us. This is the first time we've given the number out on this show.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
And I had voicemails to play and I didn't.
Whoopsie daisy.
615-538-5770. That's 615-538-5770.
Do it.
Or 1-800-MAJOR-DOUCHE.
We should find like a word or a statement that spells out. Well, I'll find one.
Here's what we'll do. If the Google, because it's a Google phone.
Yeah.
It rings a bunch and then finally the weak sounding Google voice message plays.
So hang with it. Hang with a few ring calls.
Yeah, let it ring for a while. Yeah. If this continues to stay successful, then we'll consider a toll-free number. How about that?
There we go.
We can do that.
Is ours not toll-free now? Is toll-free still a thing?
Well, I mean, a 1-800 number.
With parents' permission, $3.49 a call. They used to have back in the day, Nintendo had one of those for helpful hints and tips. You call and ask a Nintendo specialist, how do I get through level 3 of Zelda?
I was one of those specialists.
Were you one of those specialists?
No.
And then WWF had one. You can call and talk to, I'm sure, a pre-recorded
Mean
superstar.
Gene.
Yeah, pre-recorded Mean Gene.
Mean Gene would give you the dirt from behind.
That sounds like a sex position, the pre-recorded Mean Gene.
1-800-Mean Gene. What's that the number?
I think so.
Man. You know what number I remember like that?
What's that?
Well, there's the... it's funny how phone numbers stick in your head.
Oh, yeah. I've still got a lot.
There's 1-800-DISH-ME-1.
Ooh, what is that?
1-800-DISH-ME-1. Because when I was doing afternoons at the station, and once a quarter, this satellite company, this fly-by-night satellite company, would come in and buy up like a whole 2 hours of airtime. And you'd have to go to them every DJ break. Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, we're talking to Chuck from Dish America. And he's telling us about the great savings you can have if you sign up for Dish America today, right, Chuck?
Wow.
That's right. Do you love Lifetime, HBO, Stars, Cinemax?
God, why?
You can get that all for $0.25 a day now by calling 1-800-DISH-ME-1. That's 1-800-DISH-ME-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, in middle school, I got in trouble for calling Psychic Hotline so much.
Really? Did you call?
Yeah, I called Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo. That's what I was trying to think of.
I called the Psychic. Was it Psychic Friends Network with Dionne Warwick? What was hers called? I write up
Psychic Friends, right?
Psychic Friends. Yeah, that's what it was. I used to, and I never once used those, but as a middle schooler, it was cool. My friends and I would three-way call. Remember the three-way calls?
Yeah.
We'd do that for like sex lines and stuff.
Why?
It was fun. We'd never pay for it, but you hear the intro. We're like laughing, giggling.
Call 1-800-HOT-DUCK.
Yeah. So that was funny. We used to call the Nashville singles line 615-399-1919. I still remember that.
615-39. What happens if we call that now?
I don't know. Is it still real? 399-1919. I promise you.
It's going to be, hello.
Hello, dish me one.
I love Cinemax and Stars. Can I sign up today? You call it from your phone.
I don't know.
Enjoy my privacy. You call it from your
I'm going to Google the number and make sure it's still what it is.
Thanks for calling in. My wife is going to say, what was the Nashville singles line coming up on our phone bill?
Yep, Nashville singles line.
What is it?
And 615-399-1919. Man, still got it. But this is like like a Tinder before there's Tinder. You would hear the voicemails of people that are interested in you.
What would you? Now, is there a charge when I do this?
No, it's all free until you buy a membership with your credit card number and all that. It's all good. It's all just a voice mailbox system at this point.
What happens if it's the same message that you remember from a kid?
Let's check it out.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed, disconnected, or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording and
No.
615-399-1919?
Yeah. Oh, the Nashville singles line.
Sorry.
Man, that's terrible.
Well,
maybe
in the 90s.
It's true. I'm telling you, it was fun.
1-800-HOT-DUCK.
Hot duck. Those are funny. Those sex lines. We never once heard anything bad. Just the intro voicemails were hilarious.
Are those still around?
I don't know.
I'm not calling one of those.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Maybe we'll...
But let me just tell you, 1-800-FAT-GIRLS was hilarious. It was pretty good. That was my favorite one. They would say stuff like,
we should hook up the Skype line and call 1-800-FAT-GIRLS.
You should. Because that was 20 years ago. Is that the same thing? I mean, I was like 12 years old calling this, giggling.
Now it's probably some like call center for something else.
Yeah, and they would like try to play with words, but it can make you pay for it. Or we stick it in, the credit card, that is. I promise you, those are the words.
What? Nowhere. It's a phone.
Exactly.
You call that now, it's probably like, thanks for calling the Samsung product hotline.
Oh, man.
If you're having problems with your Samsung phone, press 7 now.
Yeah.
So coming up on Tuesday.
We have a lot of things.
We're coming up on our 200th episode, Adam.
Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
We may have a special guest for that episode.
I think we will.
Maybe the International Extravaganza.
It will be the International Adam's Ghost.
The International Halloween Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Because that's the one right before Halloween.
You need to write that down or I'll forget it.
Yeah, we can hear it again later.
International Halloween Extravaganza.
Yeah. Take out the 1-800-FAT-GIRLS and leave that in. It's all good.
But Tuesday we'll do Adam's Ghost.
Yeah.
And some more creepy stories.
Yeah.
Methinks.
That's what we do. It's Halloween, man.
So go listen to the Adam and JP Halloween Spooktacular 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That's available now.
It's a fun time.
Go to Collection Connections feed. Just search Collection Connection on iTunes and Stitcher.
And the most recent, like I said, does have the two of us with Mike Dudley.
Yeah.
So a lot of us if you want some of us.
It's the best Collection Connection ever.
Is it the best one?
I mean, it's got to be top 3,
It's
right?
the Collection Connection of the century. When he comes back, the Collection Connection of the millennia.
Of the millennia.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
And don't forget our phone number.
Yeah.
1-800-HOT-DUCK. 615-538-5770.
Do it now.
I'm Jay Patrick. That's Adam.
This is the Adam and JP Show.
Face Sealer.
This has been a production of the Adam and JP family of on-demand talk radio.
AdamandJP.com.
Right now.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.